So Luke, you've been with United Grain for a little over a year, and that is after you served our country in the U.S. Coast Guard. While you're new to our business, you're certainly not new to safety. So I understand that you do a daily walk of our facility. Tell us what it is that you're looking for when you do those daily observations in this really vast and complex unit and terminal that we operate.
Yeah, so as far as safety, there's a lot of complex issues here. We're dealing with a maritime environment, we're dealing with railroad, and we're dealing with agriculture. So we have a lot of our common industrial safety hazards that you would find. Slips, trips, and falls, they're always the top of the list for hazards. So obviously we're trying to eliminate those everywhere we go. We want to make sure our employees are acting in a safe manner and not putting themselves in any sort of unsafe conditions. We want to make sure that they have the appropriate training that they need to be able to accomplish their job safely. And housekeeping. Housekeeping is a big issue. That does tie into slips, trips, and falls, but in the agriculture world, it ties into grain dust accumulation. Under certain conditions, excessive grain dust can be dangerous, and we do a lot to keep those situations from ever occurring.
Well, because of your leadership and the support of all of our employees, we really have been able to greatly reduce the potential risk exposure, to your point, to our employees, to the service providers, and really to the community that we serve. So, job well done.
Thank you.
Luke, I'm an industry veteran. I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I've been with the company for 23. So perhaps, what I see today, day to day in terms of operation doesn't impress me as much, but you being new to our industry, when you see everything that we do, uniting our producers, our customers with the overseas customers, and you see an ocean-going vessel being loaded with U.S. wheat, what goes to your mind when you think about the complexities and perhaps the value that we provide to all those involved in the supply chain?
I'm always amazed at the level of coordination that has to happen for everything to come together, all these components to join up to really move this grain to the world to feed people. So Augusto, how did you become involved with the grain industry?
So I am a fourth generation in agribusiness. So really agriculture is in my blood. But at a very early age in my career, I was exposed to an overseas client, and I really captured that feeling of being able to unite our producer, our customers, or our suppliers with their overseas customers. And it was a goal of mine that I really wanted to be in the natural trade. And there's no better opportunity for us to be involved in the type of business than here at United Grain, continue to feed the world and continue to create that success. We're standing at the pier of the UGC's export grain terminal. It's really one of those critical steps in our ability to unite our producers, our suppliers with our customers, is when the grain actually hits the ocean-going vessel. This particular vessel that we're loading is destined to Japan, one of the key partners and countries of destination for U.S. products. From here on out, the journey over to Japan is roughly 20 to 25 days. Our export terminal is located 95 miles from the mouth of the Columbia River, and then it will go on to our destination country. So Luke, to maintain safety in our operations, to make sure that we're also reliable, tell me what it takes in terms of the type of investments that we have to make throughout our supply chain.
Yeah, so we invest heavily in making sure that our equipment is safe and operating consistently. So what we do is we take every opportunity we can whenever there is any minute of downtime. We take that opportunity to perform preventive maintenance, to maintain bearings, cylinders, whatever it takes, identify any problems, so we can address those before it does become a hazard.
And certainly in this very difficult supply chain environment, trying to get those parts ready for us to be able to implement them or change them on a moment's notice is becoming very difficult.
It is becoming very difficult, and because of that, we're doing everything we can to make sure that we have those spare parts available and ready to go for our equipment as soon as it's needed.
So we're sitting at now the inbound side of our operation, that is the unload pit for our railroad operations. The railroad plays a vital part in our ability to meet and to be able to load our ocean-going vessels, as roughly 85% of our products that we export to market is delivered by the Class 1 railroad. In this particular case, looks like we have behind us a unit train coming from the BNSF from some of our location in Montana and the Dakotas. So again, Luke, we're in a very dynamic environment. Again, with the focus on safety, tell me about this side of the operation, the unloading of rail cars, crossing railroad tracks. How does safety play into that?
Yeah, safety is imperative out here. As you can see, there's just a lot of moving parts happening out here. There are several different railroads. We don't have positive control over all of these. Some of our neighbors here do. So it involves a lot of communication with everybody involved, including our neighboring facilities, so everyone knows what's happening at all times.
Meaning that there are some blind corners to observe. There's railroad crossings now that we've installed. Again, really to keep our operations, our people's safety at all aspects of our operations.